Fancy the salty air of bandstand or chai-inspired fragrances sprayed on your crisp shirt? A new wave of perfumes by the Bombay Perfumery is all about concoctions that evoke a memory of the city. Founder Manan Gandhi is with us in our studios to tell us a little bit more. Manan, thank you for joining in today.
Thanks for having me.
So now your family has been in the perfume industry for the last 40 years. So you had a front row seat of how fragrances are made. Tell us about your journey. How did the idea come about?
So I was living in the south of France in a small city called Grasse for about 5 years, which is the heart of modern perfumery where a lot of perfumers are trained and things like this. And I felt that though we have a strong fragrance culture here in India, a lot of beautiful ingredients, things like this, a rich history, there were no fine fragrance brands here in India really at all. So I thought, why not, with me being in the industry for a long time, I thought I had the perfect kind of resources to jump in and start something interesting.
Yeah, and very interesting indeed. You know, there's jasmine, there's masala chai as well. Run us through the process. How exactly do things work?
So basically, when I decided to do this, it took me a year and a half to formulate the final fragrances and the branding and things like that. It's a very simple, we kind of start with this idea of what ingredients we want to work with or what olfactive memories that we want to develop. We look at ingredients which kind of serve that purpose, and it's a lot of process of iteration. So trials and trials are sometimes hundreds of trials till we reach the final fragrance. So that's that's how we do it. Yeah.
Now, Manan, are you currently being funded? Is this self-funded? Are you in talks with anyone?
At the moment, we funded ourselves. We're in talk with some strategic partners who make sense to us and who are interested in this space. So hopefully soon.
That should happen soon. All the best for that. Now, you've spoken about the progressive perfume movement globally. Tell us about how the industry is currently in India. How are we growing compared to what our global peers are doing?
So the fragrance industry in India is around between 2,000 to 3,000 crores. At the moment, the market is basically kind of covered by like European fragrance brands. But in Europe, we have this massive trend of independent brands which are breaking through because people don't want a generic fragrance which everyone uses and is consumer tested. People want something which is more personalized and more distinctive. So we see that coming into India in a lot of spaces, like personal care, fashion, and we think fragrances as well. People are interested to experiment with interesting homegrown brands, and that's what we're trying to tap into.
What's the long-term story for the company? Are you looking to compete with some of the big brands? Are you going to keep it niche? What's the idea?
The idea is to like win mind space and consumers' mind, because fragrance at the end of the day is associated with luxury. So people have to see the marker, like our brand is indicating a luxury marker. We are trying to work on a lot more products that we are going to be launching in early 2018, and hopefully have some stores in the coming year and like take it from there.
Tell us, where can we get our hands on 7 Islands and Chai Musk?
You can definitely find it on our website, bombayperfumery.com. Also, we have retail partners across the country. Every major metro we have a partner, so you can find the list on our website and check us out over there.
So also just additional advice, how does one really choose the right fragrance for themselves, and what's your favorite?
I think the most important thing is to try fragrances on your skin. A lot of people, when they are making a hurried decision at the duty free or things like that, they don't take the time to test it on their skin and see if it lasts. So I would definitely recommend check it on your skin, see if it lasts. My personal favorite from our range, we have this fragrance called Calicut, based on Indian black pepper. I think that's a very interesting one, and it's one of my favorites.
Thank you so much, Manan, for joining in and being with us today on ET Now. So time to make space for some masala chai along with the other fruity scents on your shelf.